I was in the middle of house cleaning this morning and this thought came across, and I thought I would go ahead and take a break and share that with you because it might resonate with some of you. Some people don't know the difference between understanding someone and controlling them. Let me explain. Have you ever had somebody come to you throughout your life and say, I don't understand you, I don't understand you, I don't understand you? You know, I've had that feeling throughout my life. And you hear it so much to the point sometimes where you think something's wrong with you, severely wrong with you. So what you do is you act accordingly. Like something's wrong with me, so I'm going to act like something's wrong with me. Your head is in a bad space because you're constantly told that nobody understands you. But the same people who say that they don't understand you are the ones that are not even taking any time to try to understand you. Sometimes people will turn around and say that they don't understand something when in actuality what they're truly saying is, I can't control you. Let me say that again. Some people who say that they don't understand you actually mean that they can't control you. They figure the more they know about you, the more access they have to you, and the more that they feel that they can control. So, if they don't understand where you're coming from, that means they can't get access, ergo they can't get control. You got it? Good. And this doesn't apply to everybody. It just applies to certain people of a certain mindset. See, this is where your spidey senses need to kick in. This is where you have to watch how they behave, how they communicate, and how they move. If they exhibit behaviors all the time, but they feel they got to be large and in charge in every situation, they got to control every single detail. If they come out their mouth and say that they don't understand you, it's because they can't control you, and it's killing them. And this is something I had to learn in life dealing with the world. I got to the point where I felt like something was seriously wrong with me because nobody understood me. Well, I didn't understand myself. I was so busy being a problem in somebody else's mind because they couldn't understand. I became a problem to myself. I believed what was told to me because nobody could understand. I felt something was seriously wrong with me, therefore no room for improvement. I'm a mess up, so I'm going to keep messing up and I'm going to be good at messing up. Tell me that some of you haven't gone through that before. And you wind up making some serious mistakes in the meantime, but you're in a bad headspace. But we come out. We're delivered. We triumph. But yeah, you got to be careful when you say you don't understand. What is it about that person that you don't understand? What you need to do is before you say you don't understand somebody, make sure you try to figure out what it is you don't understand. You need to be specific. Instead of you just coming out and saying, I don't understand you, I don't understand you, I don't understand you. What is it about them you don't understand? Maybe you need a little education. Maybe you need that person to explain. What you need to say, let's say that this person, this happens a lot in families. Let's say you have a family full of people that have done one or two of the same occupations for generations, and it is expected for you to do the same thing. And you don't. The first thing that comes out their mouth. Now, mind you, you went ahead and took another career path. You're able to take care of yourself, and you're doing fine. Whether you're balling out of control or not, you're taking care of yourself, you're fine. But these other people who are so used to everybody following the herd, they figure there's something's wrong with you because you didn't follow. You're not one of the sheeple. And for those of you who don't know what sheeple are, these are people who act like sheep. They had a herd mentality where they just follow what everybody else is doing and don't have any idea where you're going. You just see everybody else going, and that's what you do. You don't have a pack mentality where there are no leaders. It's just a whole bunch of people just going in the direction of the wind. You don't know where you're headed to because everybody else is doing it. So you were one of the sheeple. But you're one of those people that's on this earth, and I've mentioned before, universal purpose is unique to every single person. And once a universal purpose starts the wheels turning, there's nothing that anybody can say or do that can stop it. Once you become aware of what your purpose is, it's game over for everybody else who thinks they're going to throw a monkey wrench in it. They're going to get left behind. When you get serious about your purpose and find out what it is, it's roll with or roll on, boo-boo. You might shed some tears, you might miss some people, but guess what? This thing is bigger than anybody's egos, anybody's thoughts, anybody's conceptions, anybody's traditions, anybody's generational curses. The universal purpose is above all that. Those things are like grains of sand on the beach. It's above human behavior. And you have some people who decide to go on it on their own, and everybody else in the family says, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Instead of saying the truth. I don't understand why you chose to do what you do. Why don't you tell me the reason why you do? Take time to learn, people. That's what's so frustrating. It's easier for you to say you don't understand anybody, but have you sat down and actually tried to learn where they were coming from? Have you sat down to even try to figure out why they think the way they think? You're so busy running your mouth talking about how you don't understand somebody, when deep down you don't understand what they're doing. Just sit down and talk to them. And don't talk at them. Treat them like a human being. Ask questions. Open yourself up. Humble yourself. Open yourself up to that person. And maybe they'll tell you and you can gain some understanding. Oh, guess what? You might learn something. You just might learn something. And you could develop a respect and appreciation. But no, you got some of these people that want... Everybody in the family's been a lawyer, and everybody's supposed to be a lawyer. You came in this world, you're supposed to be a lawyer, and decided you're going to be a nurse. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Her granddaddy was one. Her great-granddaddy was one. That's nice. Thank you for giving me a verbal trip up the family tree, but I ain't them. And the thing that kills me about this whole thing, it's a whole thing about being narrow-minded. And you're not thinking. Let's say that you are one of the elders in the family and you've had generations of people. I'm going to give my family an example. I'm not saying that this is what's happening, but I'm going to give my family an example. I mentioned before that there are generations of teachers and truck drivers in the family. But not everybody does it. But let's just say that we was one of those rigid families, hypothetically, because we're not. There's a lot of diversity in my family, but the majority of them are teachers and truck drivers. Let's say you had that one person that felt that everybody who came in the world, the minute they were born, they were groomed to be a teacher or a truck driver. And then when they got a certain age and started thinking for themselves and seeing how the world worked, they realized that they didn't want to be a teacher or a truck driver. They decided they wanted to be a nurse. They decided they wanted to be an office manager or run a business. They decided they wanted to go into corporate finance. They wanted to do something that was not being a teacher or a truck driver. Now that elder will sit there and have a fit and say, I don't understand them. I don't know what's going on. What's wrong with their mind? All of a sudden they're crazy. All of a sudden they're mental and everything else because they decided to do something diverse. And they spread that poison to their spouse, who spreads that poison to the children, who spreads that poison to their children. And all of a sudden you got 20 people in the family thinking that that person is crazy, out of their mind because they did something different. Instead of being smart and praising them. See, you guys need to start thinking about family as a business. People are starting to get hip to the fact that multiple streams of income is what's going to make you rise above the others, is what's going to make you rich. Just working one source of income, working at JOB, we are beginning to learn that the majority of us might have a retirement, yes. Might live comfortably, yes. But if you want to be very, very rich, it's not going to happen. So we're beginning to learn that multiple streams of income is the thing. It's the thing to do. Because the economy is so unstable that one particular position that you're putting in all those hours with and everything, they could shut down today or tomorrow. There'd be not a damn thing you could do about it because you're not an owner. You're not a major shareholder, and your name is not on the bottom of that check. You are an employee, whether you're entry level, mid management, upper management. If you don't own the company, you only have so much say so. And that's the truth. And with this recent world situation, we've seen companies that's been around for 100 years shut down, people's lives destroyed. So people are starting to look toward multiple streams of income. So if we can think in that realm as far as money is concerned, why not think that way in regards to a family? Instead of sticking in your guns and say, oh, well, you know what, that family is known for having lots of teachers and truck drivers. People can say, you know what, that's a diverse family. Boy, they got the whole gamut. This one's a financial advisor. This one owns a restaurant. This one's over here in graduate school. This one's over here in the office. Boy, they got a lot of people that sure know how to know a whole lot of different things in that family. But no, you don't see it like that. Diversity could be your blessing. It could be a good selling point for the family. But you don't see it like that. They got to be those two things. See what your rigidity has caused. It's narrow-mindedness. And you got to be careful about that. So just because you don't understand that somebody has taken a different path than you doesn't make them a bad person. Instead of looking at it as a bad thing, develop some interest, develop some curiosity, and think about the opportunities that could be opened up for that person, that could be opened up with your association with them, the things that you and your family could learn because that person's doing something different, and stop telling them how you don't understand something because you can't control the situation. And if you have control issues to that level, you need to seek help anyway. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't have any long-term relationships. You don't have any long-term friendships. And you darn sure can't keep a romantic partner. And if you do, it's rocky. Because when you wake up from sunrise to sundown, all you think about is controlling everything that you're within earshot and vision of. And that's a problem. So when somebody says they don't understand you, and if you're the person they're talking about, look at how they move and how they act. First of all, don't get upset behind that. If you have a purpose and you're working on that purpose and you're living a fruitful and productive life as a citizen, you don't have any business worrying. I don't care if it's your mama or your daddy or whoever it is. Your universal purpose supersedes anyone's opinions. If you know it's for the greater good and you are providing a service or a product that's going to better society and you working hard for it and you're not hurting anybody, not doing anything illegal to hurt anybody, then go for it. This is one of the stumbling blocks you come across when you're leveling up. They'll get on board eventually, especially if they're your parents and they love you. They'll get on board eventually. They'll realize how narrow-minded they were. Because they're going to look at the benefit of you bringing something different to the table that might elevate the familial situation. That might take the family to another level. Have you thought about that? Or do you want to be stuck in the same old narrative? There's something better out there. And you might be the one to take them to another level. Branch out. Don't be afraid. Nowadays, when somebody say they don't understand me, I don't have any feelings either way or the other. I don't get it. I don't get upset. I don't get excited. I don't care either way because I look at it like this. If you say you don't understand me and you don't take the time to try to understand me, as far as I'm concerned, those are just 4 little words that really don't matter worth a damn to me, and I don't care. Now, once you decide that you want to spend some time and find out what I'm doing and act like you're concerned about understanding me, as far as you're concerned, it's the same as saying that the sun's up high in the sky. Don't make me no difference. And those of you who are suffering because people can't say that they can't understand you, if it's to the point when it's messing your head up, get away from the situation so you can go ahead and work on yourself and work on your purpose. Get away. If it's that stifling, if the energy is that stifling where you feel you can't function, go. I'll tell anybody in a minute. If you're in a situation where you feel you cannot function at the level you feel you need to function, and you need to try to live your life the best way you can, go somewhere else. Change your surroundings now. And please don't use money as an excuse. If you have a source of income coming in, you got some money. And if you have friends, somebody has a sofa or extra bed. And be honest with yourself. Take time and be honest with yourself. If the environment that you're in does not nurture what your desires are, you need to go on and keep it moving. But this business about telling people they don't understand them, tell them, ask them what it is about that you don't understand. If you really want to understand that person, take the time to figure out where they're coming from and stop telling them all the time how you don't understand, and that's all you say. Because over a period of time, that person's going to think something's wrong with them, and they're going to think that they're a problem, and they're going to start acting like a problem. Take some time to understand them. If you don't understand them and then you love them, take time to find out where they're coming from. Cut it out. You can't run everything. You can't control everything. Who told you that? And if you really think that you can do that just by your presence, like I said, there are plenty of therapists that can address that issue. Just saying.